When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. But life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Mike, you have to sit down right now because it's your line. Hello, everyone in the
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish,
the podcast that's full of spunk.
True story. Yeah. Hi. We're here. We did it.
Your name.
Congrats.
Congrats to us.
Congrats to us.
Your name is.
Oh, my name is Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
We're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today,
Mike's.
Hello, Seattle.
Mike's laptop restarted right at this moment a week ago, and so I think you're suffering from some PTSD. Of like it's working. Okay, hi Seattle.
Hi Seattle. Give yourselves a hand, Seattle. Thanks for being here. Yeah, quick round of applause. How many of you have heard our show before? Is this friendly territory?
Oh,
great. Any gay?
For the ones that didn't clap, get the fuck out. Did someone come here to like do karaoke and they have to listen to two assholes?
Yeah.
Right. Up next is Jonathan. Jonathan, if you could come down to the stage and sing A Whole New World. No, we're not doing that right now.
Karaoke jokes don't get old, Kyle.
Oh,
they're like a fine wine.
Yeah. Well, I hope so because I got a lot of them.
So, round of applause. Is everybody in here queer?
And if you're not, get the fuck out.
Except Jeremy's fine wherever he's sitting. He can stay.
Did you just call out a straight?
The only straight person I know.
That's kind of mean. We've been bullied our whole lives. You're straight, and that's horrible for you.
Yeah.
Try harder.
I'm very glad to see this many faces here. Y'all, this is the most Seattle thing ever. So for our Portland show, you know, Facebook measures everything in terms of like going or interested is like the metric that they give you. And in Portland, we had 67 people going or interested, and about 40% of them, 26, said that they were going, not just merely interested. Seattle, y'all are like interested but not committing. Like it was like 15%. Like we had almost 100 people saying interested or going, and very few that actually were like, okay.
There were like
okay,
3
I'll be there.
Yes, which is like, I mean,
this
like,
is a city of cat people, Kyle. Don't pressure them. They'll come to you on their own time.
It might be a good day. Like the weather might be nice. The weather might be bad. I might find a butterfly. There's so many things. I can't commit to going to a place at a time. You're lucky I'm here. That's what I'm saying.
It's good to be home after our crazy tour. Last weekend we were in Portland, and the weekend before that we were in Boise, Idaho. So now we get to rest, I guess.
Wait like an hour and a half maybe, okay. And then start. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like everybody's heard the show before. I don't need to give you the spiel, but you're going to get it anyway because I'm me. This is a very not safe for work show. It is R-rated, sometimes X-rated.
I'll try. My last segment is going to get raunchy.
We are a show about gay stereotypes. We cover one topic per week for about an hour and a half, so buckle in. We also do our Gayest and Straightest at the end of every episode. That's the stereotypically gayest and stereotypically straightest thing about us. And the last week or so showed that there's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B for everybody all the time. We want to hear yours at the end of the show, so be thinking about that. There will be audience participation time. And if you do, our lovely assistant Keegan will give you some merch out of the merch box. We've got some mugs and some T-shirts and whatnot, all just as a thank you for sharing. Yeah. So it's a live show tradition that we don't reveal the topic of the show until just after the news for no reason. That's just a thing we do. But first, happy birthday, Kyle. Your birthday was yesterday.
Oh, thanks.
Big round of applause for Kyle's birthday, everybody.
Yeah.
You don't look a day over whatever age you are.
I'm 81.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to count. I have to like do the math every time.
I got you this.
Should I open it now?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Shut the fucking... Okay, this is... Bob's Burger. What is it?
Salt and pepper shakers.
Salt and pepper shakers. That's adorable. It's Louise and Tina.
Yep. And now when you don't cook, you can also not season it.
I do use salt and pepper. And a little Linda magnet that says "Mommy doesn't get drunk; she just has fun." My favorite Linda quote is they go camping and she's like, "It's amazing the kids can go to sleep sober like that." Which I was like, I get that. I got my Babe Rosé cans. They're how rosé was made to be drunk from.
Good Lord!
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
And do you know what else I got you for your birthday?
What?
Not having everybody sing. I
my
it's
God.
been in my notes for weeks to make everybody sing. I
And then I
realize,
had a violent negative reaction to it.
I didn't realize how anti-happy birthday you are.
It's just it's like, hey, do you want to be uncomfortable for like 30 seconds and look at everyone? Like, it's just the dumbest tradition. It's stupid. Thank you, Mike. I'm so happy.
Great.
Happy birthday to me. I love this. Thanks. Please don't sing to me.
Okay.
Although last night, our D&D group, people did renditions of Britney Spears' song with just various songs all at once with the word birthday thrown in. That's what you should do for birthdays. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was a lot to handle, actually. Especially when Nate started rapping. I was like,
yeah.
That is... I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to say before the news?
Seattle, give me a gift. No, I'm good.
All right, here comes the news.
Shut your mouth hole, it's time for your ear holes. News.
I feel like I'm cheating. I'm looking at your screen. I never know what you're going to talk about.
Fucking look that way. News the first. So Lil Nas X did not win a Grammy. And we're going to talk about it for, I don't know, until I feel like I'm done bitching about it.
What was he nominated for?
I don't know.
Okay, so you really were invested.
I'm
really upset.
He was nominated for like 5 different things, I think.
I mean, it was good. I like him, but like that's a lot.
Yeah.
You know who wasn't? Miley Cyrus.
Did she have something this year?
She had an album, Plastic Heart. So this is not what the news story is about. But that's fine. She's gay or gayish or whatever. She's something.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so out of touch. Like kids these days and their music and their fancy iPods and shit.
They're Miley Cyruses and then they're Nas's X.
Yeah. So he did a medley of tracks from Montero at the Grammys.
Do you have to perform after you lose? Do you lose and they're like,
well, I think
here's this fucking loser. Come on up.
I think there was interleaving. It was like lose, perform, lose some more.
That's horrible.
So he before the event he said, quote, "If I don't leave with Grammys tomorrow, I will be formally turning in my resignation letter to the Illuminati." And he said, "I'm either going to win a Grammy, go to a club, get drunk, and have sex with a random stranger, or lose each Grammy, go to a club, get drunk, and have sex with a random stranger."
I don't know why that reminded me. Fucking Dan is here.
Hi, fucking Dan.
Thanks.
Aww.
Dan gave us a gift. We don't even pay him to do that anymore, and he still gave us things. Thanks, Dan. Oh, wait. Should we open? Oh.
Should we open them? Okay, great. Adorable.
Oh, my God.
It's a spell cum towel.
It's a towel that...
At first I thought it said smell cum, so that's...
I mean, later, give it a minute. If this exists already, if this was something that already existed out there, I'm going to fucking sue their asses off. Oh, you made it. Okay, I'm going to sue your ass off. No. Thanks, Dan.
I made him before I quit.
You made him before? Do you have a stockpile of gifts that you were planning to give us, and can I have them all right now? Okay, news.
Lil Nas X. I'll finish up with his Grammy. He lost all of his Grammys, and so he tweeted, quote, "Can't believe I lost all my Grammys. I am now no longer gay." And then not long after that, he added, quote, "I changed my mind. I want to be slutted out tonight."
Oh. That reminds me, fucking Dan is here.
Anyway, he didn't do so hot at the Grammys.
Okay.
And that makes me sad.
We lose everything we're up for, so I get it. We're
basically the same.
Yeah, we're at the same level. Yeah.
News the second. A gay firefighter with the Fire Department of New York is suing the city of New York and a former chief diversity officer for anti-gay harassment and hostility. Corey Boykins is his name. He's seeking an apology and unspecified damages in a complaint filed in the Brooklyn Supreme Court. He says that Lieutenant Darius Dorset, the department's chief diversity officer at the time, explained how some gay men had been cured of their sexual identity and suggested he have sex with both men and women to see if that would help. Yes, that is the correct response.
And did it help?
Well, yeah. So
Don't tell your employees to like fuck people. Like, don't. That's a weird. It doesn't matter if you're gay. Don't be like, hey, do you fuck chicks all the time?
I mean, as often as you want to tell Karen in accounting that she should just get laid and maybe she'd be nicer, I don't.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. I get it now. I switched sides to the diversity officer's side.
Yeah. Talking about his thoughts when meeting with Lieutenant Dorset, he said, quote, immediately the first thing was, I don't belong in the firehouse, and basically being gay was a choice, that having sex is about procreation. He alleges in the complaint that he drew stick figures and other diagrams to explain heterosexual intercourse, which I would give anything for a copy of those. Like, what does that look like?
Oh my God, the vagina's where these three sticks meet. Like that's not helpful. Like that doesn't guide me very much.
So Dorset was subsequently reassigned and is no longer the diversity officer.
Jesus Christ, he's just back to policing?
I guess, I don't know. Fire. Yeah.
It's so weird they haven't policing things now. That's an odd move for them.
The city...
Don't correct me for... Hey! Audience! You're lucky to be here. Don't correct me from the audience.
The city attorney said, quote, there is no room for discrimination or retaliation at any agency. The complaint is being carefully reviewed.
Yeah, sorry, this is very serious, and that really sucks, and it's not... Well, everything you can joke about if you try hard enough, but yeah.
But this idea that like, have you tried chicks?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like you have to defend your homosexuality with a clean. It's like even straight people believe in the gold star gay bullshit. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like, oh, have you fucked dudes? I don't know. Like, you might be totally gay. Like, here's how dicks work. Here's a dick. Like,
stick figures.
Stick figure.
Yeah,
dick figure.
Okay. News the last?
Yeah.
All right. Here's the last one. So, Frank Iroh, who was the guitarist for My Chemical Romance, or used to be. I guess My Chemical Romance sort of broke up, but not really. They're still around, but like it's different. Anyway, former guitarist for My Chemical Romance is on Twitter last week planning to make binders, chest binders.
Oh, yeah.
That are My Chemical Romance branded chest binders.
I mean, I guess.
He said that fans have asked for binders so often that he wanted to make their requests a reality and is asking followers to send pictures and feedback about their favorite brands and styles. Quote, I'll see what's available out there to make some of you smile a little more. So...
I kind of hope he's donating like money from that to trans shit. Like that's a weird like that's both cool to have that as an option, but also feels a little bit like there's probably lots of trans people out there that make binders that would love to have support and money.
He has gotten lots of feedback from the trans community that the not only on what the design should be and whether how it should be branded and all of that, but one of the pieces of feedback he's gotten most often is that all of the profits should go to trans. Nonprofits and causes. Yeah. So I just the thing is like that's like the last person I would expect I think to undertake something like this, right? Like he's
last person I expect because I literally forgot they were a band. Like I wouldn't have even named them in my list of everyone I can think of. Yeah. But
yeah,
My Chemical Romance. Yeah, I liked them in the 90s. I think that's what everyone said. Yeah, I guess that's it. That's the news.
That's the news.
Yeah. Are we ready to reveal our topic?
I don't know. Are we? Hold on. I got to check my notes now.
Okay. Do you have more to say? You're drinking the Gayish branded beer.
Oh yeah. Hey.
God, speaking of like,
I'm sure they've told you, but we have our own beer, and Hula Hula was kind enough to carry it today. So be sure to drink it, so I don't have to take it home. Yeah. Okay. At our live shows, we reveal the topic, and we want you to, Family Feud style. Kyle's going to turn the card around on 3, and we want you to all say it together in unison. I can see you. You're so nervous. This is great. Okay, here we go.
Are you ready?
Yep. 3, 2, 1. Foreskin. That's right. We're going to talk about foreskin. Yeah. Every time we point at you, we want you to say it again. Exactly right. Okay.
So,
well
I don't know if when Hula Hula said we can come do our bullshit, they're like, there's going to be an hour of 2 idiots talking about foreskin, but I'm excited. We did an episode that was going to be about foreskin, and we ended up talking about circumcision. That was supposed to be like a part of it, and that ended up being the full episode. So now we are finally finally covering foreskin.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly right. Exactly
Like foreskin itself, we're finally covering it.
Yeah. Let's just.
Are you gonna?
Let's just get real.
Well,
let's just get
I
real.
don't-
Show of hands. Round of applause.
Don't-
Who here is circumcised? Great.
I like the sadness with which circumcised people clap. Like I get, yeah.
Round of applause. A show of foreskins. Who's intact? Anybody want to kill? Okay, that's good. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave. I'm so uncomfortable. That's a weird thing to ask a crowd.
So here's part of my evil plan, Kyle. We need to normalize talking about foreskin.
Oh,
It's a
God.
thing.
Now I'm the asshole. Fine.
Yeah.
All right. Ask everyone if they have foreskin when you first meet them, I guess.
Yeah, shake hands, check foreskin. That should be just like how we do it now.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, we can normalize. I don't know. There's some things don't need normalize. We don't need to normalize talking about foreskin.
I think
You don't
we
have to
do.
talk. Okay, fine. Okay.
Well,
Well, I mean, let's start here.
Sure. We just did. We
oh,
did it.
oh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the biology of foreskin, and
You have a great way of making sexy things so unsexy.
I know. It explains a lot about my dating life, I think. So the foreskin, also known as the prepuce, most mammals have one.
Prepuce?
Yeah.
I hate it. Okay.
Yeah. That's a word, right? Like
That's disgusting.
It comes. Yeah.
Usually if I see any prepuce, I go to the doctor. treat me.
Strictly speaking, so the prepuce is also a correct term for the clitoral hood. So from a certain perspective, men and women have foreskin.
Clitoral hood.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. The pussy wagon has a clitoral hood.
It's literally what it's called, Kyle. So some facts, some medicine and biology facts about foreskin. It isn't just skin. It's skin. There's a mucosal layer, nerves. There's even smooth muscle in there. It's a complicated structure, and all that's to say that like you will often hear in defense of circumcision, it's just a flap of skin. It is not. That's incorrect, and those people are trivializing and minimizing what it is and what it does and its importance.
Is there like a trash can outside the like doctor's office with just like a bucket of foreskin?
Yeah. Well, no. I'll get to that here in just a second.
You're gonna tell me what they do with the foreskin?
Yep. Well, okay. We'll just jump ahead, Kyle. You want to do these? I have 10 items here. We can do them out of order just for you. So apparently, removed foreskins get used in face creams. Or skin grafts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good with that one. What?
Yeah, apparently Oprah has used one of the face creams that has used baby foreskin in it.
Because you're worth it. You deserve foreskin on your face.
You get a foreskin. You get a foreskin. Everybody gets a foreskin.
I can't do this podcast with you anyway. I can't do this, Mike. I can't. That's what I can't. I don't want this. I don't want to have done any of this. What are you talking about?
All right. Well, my next segment, you're going to
Do you
love
mash
even
it
more
up?
then.
Like what? How do you turn foreskin into
I don't make the shit, Kyle. I'm just telling you.
My Chemical Romance is coming out with their own foreskin face cream. The trans community hates it. I don't know.
Oh man.
Oh God.
Yeah. Can we move on?
Please move on.
Okay,
for
great.
the love of God.
So the earliest circumcision is documented in ancient Egypt. It was about 4,400 years ago, so at least that long. It's been a thing to
We've been lopping off.
About 62% of men worldwide are intact. It turns out that
62% of men worldwide. Okay.
Yeah, circumcision is largely a Judeo-Christian thing, and a lot of the world isn't. So they don't. I love this theme. There's a whole group that's like the pro-foreskin lobby, and they call themselves intactivists. And I love that so much.
Yeah.
I kind of want to be an intactivist now.
I think I am.
Yeah?
I think I am.
What have you done for foreskin lately?
Don't ask what foreskin has done for you. Ask what you have done for foreskin. I treat foreskin right. And that's all I'll say about that.
Great. Okay.
Sexually. I don't know.
Let's see. One reason to keep it, like to not cut it off, is that botched circumcisions apparently create up to 100 deaths per year. Complications from botched.
But what a way to go.
Let's see. Foreskin feels great. There's a lot of nerve endings in it, and it's more sensitive. One of the downsides of that can be apparently uncircumcised men have a higher incidence of premature ejaculation, and one of the theories is because like it's just that awesome. Like,
damn, I want dick skin so good I jizz all the time. Yeah, I love that.
Great.
You're doing this. I'm not. I'm just replying.
Well, so skipping ahead a little bit, foreskin restoration is a thing. There's a whole culture around like taking what little foreskin is left after a circumcision and stretching it out and making it grow back. It's not the same. There's some functionality that you just can't ever get back, but at least aesthetically, it's closer to what it looks like to be intact. And apparently, that's also been around for a really long time. There's some documents that show in the Jewish tradition there were foreskin restoration like devices that are basically like just a cord and like this leather strap kind of a thing, like multiple thousands of years ago. So I thought it was like a modern thing to do, and apparently it's been around for a while. And then some downsides to foreskin, though. You can get cancer of the foreskin, which is not fun, and phimosis, which sometimes it doesn't retract properly and can cause like circulation problems, blah, blah, blah. And lastly, so on the circumcision episode, we talked a lot about like, is it true that circumcision can lower the risk of STIs? And the answer is yes, it can, but was very confused about like why. Anyway, the stuff that I read this time around to talk about foreskin is that I guess foreskin has Langerhans cells in it, and that is a effective route of transmission for HIV especially, but also other STIs, and that if you remove those, you can't get it that way. And so it's just one more pathway that you can get infected is no longer available to you if you had your foreskin removed.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of the arguments about removing it is also like, I could cut off my arm and now I won't have to put on deodorant, but that doesn't it's like
great.
Yeah, there are a lot of things we could chop off so that they are not as dirty. Like there's less of me to I don't know. Yeah. I think it's a weird argument that we make to justify it.
Absolutely, I agree.
Should I?
Yeah, sure. Hey, tell us a study. After accusing me of being the boring one, let's go. Deep dive into
yours was
study.
interesting.
Oh.
I shouldn't be so surprised. I'm sorry. I was mean. I actually cared. I'm going to tell you a study. I'm going to tell you the data called "You Either Have It or You Don't."
Sure.
That's, good job, study people.
Because we're talking about foreskin. Exactly.
It is fun to make a crowd of people say foreskin at you. The Impact of Male Circumcision Status on Sexual Partners by Jennifer A. Bossio, Caroline F. Poggia, and Katie Bartley in the Canadian Journal of Human Sexuality.
Nailed it.
It's Canadian, so, it's almost as good as American Studies. 2015. It came out in 2015. Okay, so what they did is they asked partners of men. So this is a lot of studies when they're studying foreskin will talk to the individuals, or in the past they have studied sexual partners of people with foreskin, but it's always been women. So this was the first study that at least the people in this study could find that talk to both women and men. We talk a lot about like they don't include trans, they don't include non-binary people. This one didn't, and said like we're only covering cisgender people, but they I think acknowledging people that are like, hey, at least gay men are in there. Like we threw gay men in there, like that's so there's a lot more ground to cover, but at least I won't fault them for not having kind of the broader whatever. They did it. That's good. So they surveyed people who were in a relationship for at least 3 months. The average relationship was 4 years long, to ask about sexual habits. Do you like it? What do you feel about the foreskin? This was not the point of the study, but they asked the women and the men if they were in an exclusive relationship. The women, 6.5% were in a non-exclusive open relationship, and for the men, a third were in an open relationship.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Which kind of aligns with what I would expect from a random sampling of gay dudes.
Yeah.
If Scruff tells me anything, it's about a third of people are probably in an open relationship.
That seems low, actually, for Seattle anyway.
Yeah, this is Canada. I don't know if open relationships have gotten there yet, or I don't know. The male partners of the men that we're talking about 50-50, whether they themselves were circumcised. So they asked, like, what is it like, being with a man, but they themselves half and half circumcised. They asked their partners about vaginal, anal, fellatio, and manual sex, which like manual, like hand jobs, but like a study can't be like, how's the handy? Like they have to like, so manual sex to me is like, wow, that sounds so horrible.
Sounds like you're driving a stick shift, right?
Exactly, yeah. Okay. Let's get to the results. What did it say? Circumcision status. So all this is like comparing the men and the women groups. For the circumcision status, women were generally satisfied with their partner's circumcision status. They asked them a bunch of questions about it. The one thing they wished is they most preferred they preferred they preferred flaccid penises more. They liked circumcised flaccid penises more.
Okay.
The women with like partners that had that were intact, they like rated this thing higher for like not liking the appearance of a flaccid penis.
Okay.
So like women like flaccid circumcised dicks.
Okay. So backing up a little bit.
Sure.
They're asking these people, how do you feel about this thing you can't change?
Yes.
Right?
I mean, you can change it.
I mean,
scissors.
Great.
Then you make face cream, everybody. You use every part of the penis. Yes. They were asking a question about this thing. They were comparing, they're just asking general questions. How happy are you with this penis? I ask myself that a lot. Like, how happy are you with this? Like, do you like that it's, do you like this look? Do you like that look? Do you like this sex act? And then they compared the two groups to see how different were they, to see, what are people's preferences on circumcision status.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
So, yeah.
Do you have a preference?
Yeah.
Great. Moving on.
I will. My preference seemed to align with this study. This study does not surprise me. Men, they rated intact penises. Rated it off the charts. They loved it. They wanted intact penises. They rated it better, flaccid and erect on the train and in the car, with a bagel, with a smear. I don't know. Yeah. And for both groups, this was like a very adorable study for talking about prepus or whatever the fuck. This is a very cute study where people liked things differently, but at the end of the day, both men and women said, I would not change my partner's circumcision status.
Sure.
So like we can talk about the comparison of preferences or well, I kind of like this better or worse, but it was like, but people didn't want to change their partner's circumcision status or don't wish it was different. Women with intact partners reported significantly higher levels of sexual satisfaction.
Ooh. Okay. Why?
They could not suss out. I mean, they're just asking like, do you like it or not? That was the question. Do you like it? So we don't know why. All they can do is guess or conjecture. But I don't know.
More study needed.
Okay. Men had no difference in sexual satisfaction, which I don't know why. Help me figure out why does that feel right? Like gay men, they're like.
Wait, as a top or as a bottom? I'm confused.
They did not ask. They just said for what is your satisfaction, sexually, how much do you enjoy, or what's your preference, all that shit. So,
okay. Right.
Yeah, women were more satisfied when they were intact. Men reported no difference whether they were dating someone who was intact or circumcised.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I just picture gay men being like, no, I like dick. It's dick. I don't know. Put it inside me. Dick. Whatever. I got it. I know how to do this. I don't know. Preference by sex act. Let's get into it. Women preferred circumcised penises for vaginal intercourse and fellatio, and they had no preference for anal sex or manual.
Great.
Men preferred intact penises everywhere, everything, every act. They just wanted that foreskin. Anal, fellatio, manual. They preferred intact penises if they picked. In general, women tended to believe what are your kind of beliefs about circumcision? Women tended to believe that circumcision was hygienic, clean, socially normative, more common. They thought it was more pleasurable, they thought it was more likely to reduce STIs. They thought that men themselves preferred to be circumcised. So women, even though the intact penises were more pleasurable for sex, they had this weird thing where if they were going to pick, they picked that, but also thought that circumcision was more normal and clean. Whereas men believed that circumcised penises were more common in their country, but also that intact penises are more natural, attractive, pleasurable to touch, erotic, and interesting. It's a weird adjective to describe a penis with, but I think the gay men tended to intact penises, liking it, wanting it, thinking it was normal. I think this goes against. I think there's an assumption that especially in the U.S., where we have high rates of circumcision, the assumption is that the person with foreskin is the weird one and that people won't want it or people are going to be weirded out by it or something. I think we have that. We bring a lot of baggage to people with foreskin, which sucks that's there's so much shit to deal with in life. Let's throw one more thing on there to be uncomfortable about. Right. So it's interesting that, especially with gay men, the preference was towards uncircumcised people.
Does that? You said you identify with that, you checked.
Yeah,
out,
I mean, I would be very much the same way. If I got to pick, magic wand and foreskin, weirdest fairy godmother ever, foreskin. Cinderella, I left my foreskin behind. Whose foreskin is? Okay, sorry. What are we talking about? Am I still on a podcast or am I having a fever dream? Okay. I would prefer, if I had to pick, I would pick an intact penis.
Oh, okay.
But I would also that's not it's just all these people it's not high on my list. I'm not searching for that's not on my profile. I'd rather date the person and dick great. So but what's your preference?
I was thinking about that earlier, trying to like you do, I think about foreskin.
You were just daydreaming about foreskin, yeah.
And I think I don't have a preference. I'm pretty neutral about that.
I mean, but you don't have to tell them. But leave a little bit of come on. You don't have any. You get to build your ideal person. You don't have a preference?
I mean, not really. Like now, I will say what's interesting about foreskin is I don't have any, so that makes it novel and interesting and fun to play with.
I wonder
right?
how
Like,
much of it is that, like, woo, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I do.
Do you make that noise?
Woo! Yeah, we're not being sexy. I'm just playing with this now. Yeah, yeah. You, come on, Mike.
What?
Pick one.
No.
Okay. All right. You say stuff.
Oh, you want me to say stuff?
I think so.
Oh my God, Carl, I'm so excited.
Okay.
I can't.
Yeah.
I have so much to tell you.
Okay.
So much to tell you.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about religion.
Great.
And the magic of foreskin in religion. In
Oprah and
Judeo-Christian.
religion?
Yeah, exactly.
God, all the bigwigs love foreskin.
So I read this paper called Possible Psychoanalytic Meanings of the Foreskin in the Hebrew Bible. And I thought it was really, really interesting because they put forth this whole idea that infant circumcision is a sacrifice to God, and foreskin,
Boy, is it.
Foreskin is what we remove to give to God because it's the best part of the child. The foreskin is the first or best part of the kid, so that's why you have to give it to God. And that there's a bunch of misogyny in that because it's just the boys that we apparently care about, and like why anyway. I think that's really super interesting.
God nasty. That's nasty.
Yeah, and
Why does God want that?
It's also sort of problematic because we don't really do anything with the foreskin usually, except make face cream out of it. Apparently,
I can't. I'm gonna have nightmares. I can't believe I now know this piece of information that I can't unknow.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I'm gonna have to read the labels on every moisturizer I buy to be like, but do you have foreskin? No foreskin. Foreskin free.
I can't hear me. Oh, now I can. Okay, great. Something happened.
When you say foreskin 103 times, they fucking cut you off. Decency laws,
So,
Mike.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh.
Am I cutting out at all? Okay, great. Thanks, everybody. Okay, so apparently in the Bible, in Hebrew,
What does the Bible say about
the phrase "at his feet," like you'll see sometimes people will throw something at somebody's feet. That's a euphemism for their penis,
What part? What?
or their feet. Like it could go either way, but there's a bunch of shit that happens to Moses in the Bible that I think is just ridiculous. Is Joseph here? I don't want to be offensive. I'm going to be real offensive. The foreskin.
We have a friend who's a priest.
Yeah.
Doesn't give a fuck. But
The foreskin of Zipporah's son seemingly rescues Moses' life.
I mean, if you cut it out, it does look like a little like life vest, like a little lifesaver.
So apparently God wanted to kill Moses because he was uncircumcised, and that's a requirement for his calling. So Zipporah, God's about to kill Moses, so she throws her son's foreskin at Moses' dick. And that somehow tricked God into thinking that it was actually Moses' foreskin, so he was circumcised, so like it's great.
What the fuck, Bible?
And then doesn't kill him.
What?
Yeah. So yeah. First of all, why does she just have her son's foreskin?
I was wondering.
This is my throwing foreskin. like it doesn't make any sense at all. And then, like, how do you trick God? Like, it happens so many times in the Old Testament that God's like, I'm going to fuck them up. And then Moses is like, no, please don't.
Hello. Ooh, it's the
Great,
Kyle
okay.
show. Oh, man. I was... Okay.
Yeah, God is like, I'm going to fuck them up. And then Moses is like, please, God, don't. And then God's like, oh, okay. Like, he changes God's mind. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Can you make a foreskin so big even God can't give up killing you?
Right.
Like,
Right? We're gonna get to that.
oh, please. Okay.
All right. So
What? This is insane.
this is insane.
Okay.
I'm about to get kicked out of the Catholic Church, y'all. Right here, right now. So apparently,
They love that.
I'm okay. So I have a whole thing now planned that I'm going to talk about the holy foreskin. I'm going to talk about Jesus's foreskin a whole bunch, and apparently in 1900, Pope Leo XIII issued a proclamation that anyone talking about Jesus's foreskin would be immediately thrown out of the Catholic Church.
What?
So I'm going on record talking about it. So I'm officially, I guess, done skis.
This is the moment. What is the Barbra Streisand effect or something? Like asking for information to be removed from the internet brings more attention to it. Like if you're like, hey, everybody, don't talk about Jesus's foreskin, everyone's going to be like, well, okay.
Do we need to?
What did we have to talk? I wasn't thinking that, but like now I am.
Yeah.
All right. Did Jesus have? Well, I guess I'll let you finish here.
Great. This is the segue into the segment I'm calling "Jesus was hung, but was he uncut?" What do you think, Kyle? Was Jesus cut or uncut?
I mean, uncut, right? Did we do that back in his day?
We did. So,
I don't know.
There's two schools of thought on this.
Okay, sure. Tell me the debates. But
there's some people that say that Christ's body must have been whole because that was how God designed it.
I mean, they gave him holes. They added a few more, but okay.
There's a Jesus nose blasting joke in there somewhere. David Friedman, in his book A Mind of Its Own, A Cultural History of the Penis, put that on your coffee table, says that anti-Semitism played a role and that to medieval minds, circumcision was proof that the Jews' penis sinned against creation. Therefore, Jesus must have been a cavalier, which, as we'll discuss later, cavalier is code for has foreskin.
What? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Cavalier?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what that meant.
I'll tell you why when we get to that part. So,
Jesus' penis sinned against the Jews. What did you say?
so God created everybody, and we are perfect when we're created, and we have foreskin. So Jews cutting off the foreskin is sinning against creation, which is an anti-Semitic Christian thought.
Oh, Jews. Did you think about it? Did you think about that before you cut it off? Maybe they just forgot that God made everyone perfect.
Yep. But
someone tell the Jews.
But there's the other school of thought is that that Jesus was circumcised, and there's a medieval book called The Golden Legend that said that.
How many books about Jesus' dick is there?
You'd be surprised.
Okay, wow.
No,
all right.
There is a lot.
Sure.
Jesus's circumcision, which is January 1st in the Catholic tradition. There's the feast of Jesus' circumcision that used to happen in the Catholic Church pre-Vatican II. It was January 1st. That's Jesus' snippy snip day.
What?
And it's celebrated as the day he began to shed his blood for us and was the beginning of our redemption. St. Thomas Aquinas was a person that thought that way. So was he? If there's a historical Jesus, was he circumcised? Probably. He was a Jew. They do that. It's mentioned in Luke, but there's a apocryphal book of the Bible, because like the Bible is a bunch of different books, right? But there are other books that didn't make it into the Bible, but they still exist and they're floating around. There's a fascinating one that's my new favorite book of the not Bible called First Gospel of the Baby Jesus.
Oh, is it about his dick?
Chapter 2, verse 1. And when the time of his circumcision was come, namely the 8th day on which the law commanded the child to be circumcised, they circumcised him in a cave. And the old Hebrew woman took the foreskin and preserved it in an alabaster box of old oil of spikenard. And she had a son who was a druggist, to whom she said, "Take heed, thou sell not this alabaster box of spikenard ointment, though thou shouldst be offered 300 pence for it. Now this is that alabaster box which Mary the sinner procured, and poured forth the ointment of it out upon the head and for the feet of our Lord Jesus Christ, and wiped it off with the hairs of her head." This
don't wipe off dick blood with your hair head. That's the hair. That's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a weird item to get hung up on.
But the first gospel of the baby Jesus, chapter 2, says that they circumcised Jesus and they saved his foreskin and put it in a box of oil. What do you think happens with that?
Thank you to Hula Hula for having us. So sorry to the people working. This is so odd. This is the weirdest show that's okay. Tip your waiters, please. Yeah. Not with your money. I can't. I don't know. I can't respond. I have no response. I don't know
what happened to it. Like that's what happens, right? Like, oh, they saved that shit. Where'd it go?
You think there's a historical jar of oil with like Jesus' foreskin hovering around the world?
There have been
That's why he went to the cave. He went to the cave for like 3 days, right? Before he was looking for his foreskins. I heard they chopped it off in this general area. There should be. It's like a jar. It's like yay big, covered in oil. Little foreskin. I was a baby, so my little baby foreskin's like in there. If anyone sees it, call this number.
Yep.
Reward.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So there's a whole thing about relics that happen in especially Christendom, that anything that had anything to do with the physical Jesus that was left over became a relic. And it's crazy. You go to Italy, you go to like all these random ass churches in Rome, and they'll like have a box with a shriveled up thing that's like the toe of whatever saint it was. That they preserve all of this shit. And sweat, tears, baby teeth, hair, the umbilical cord, fingernails, even poop and pee are things that have been supposedly saved from Jesus that they've kept in boxes and displayed in churches for like.
Someone has a box of Jesus's shit?
It's the holy shit, Kyle.
It's not just your nickname.
But there's also copycats and problems of authenticity. There were at least...
This isn't his real shit. I know what Jesus' shit looks like. It's way holier.
There were at least 12 holy foreskins in churches across Europe during the Middle Ages.
Weren't there that many disciples?
Churches and abbey... What?
The Last Supper for your foreskin. Your foreskin will never sup again.
Jesus' foreskin fed the 500 or whatever. They kept pulling it apart and handing out pieces. It lasted forever. Yeah. There are churches and abbeys at Charupans, Bologna, Metz, I can't say all these cities, but there's a bunch in France, Germany, a couple in Belgium, and Calcutta in Italy. Not Calcutta like India, but the Calcutta in Italy. And they're all apparently magical. Like one, apparently they put one in the marriage bed of Henry V of England and Catherine of Valois on their wedding night as a fertility charm. They're like, I know it'll get her knocked up. Let's get some of that sweet baby Jesus foreskin and put that in bed with them. It'll
like the first ever Nuva ring. Inserted inside you or something. I don't know.
Yep. Oh, you were talking about like, hey, how do we know if that's the holy shit or not? Yeah. Apparently, there were like official foreskin testers.
Stop! You're just making shit up now.
No, I'm not.
Calling the foreskin team. CSI Foreskin.
Apparently, usually it was somebody who would taste the relic.
No! What are you looking for in the tea? How do you hint of vanilla? That's pleasant.
Well, Saint Bridget of Sweden, she apparently tasted Jesus' foreskin in a vision that she had. She said it was sweet and delicious. She's also not the only one. St. Catherine of Siena, who claimed that she was the bride of Christ, also claimed that when she looked at her wedding finger, she would see the foreskin of Jesus around it like a wedding band. Yeah, she's a saint, Kyle.
That's
yeah. All right.
Wow.
I promise. I'm.
Please never be done. I just want to learn more Jesus foreskin facts. This is okay. Wow.
Some people, of course, don't believe it, and that there's no way that it's possibly true. You mentioned the apostles. Martin Luther, who's the founder of the Protestant Reformation, he was like, there can't be that many foreskins.
I think you just got the one. I don't think there's more than that.
He similarly questioned, how could there be 26 apostle burial places in Rome when there were only 11 apostles?
That's close. 11. Okay. No, I said, okay, never mind.
John Calvin, who founded Calvinism, a French Protestant reformer, wrote in his A Treatise on Relics in 1543 that, quote, if we were to collect all these pieces of the true cross... That's another relic thing, like, oh, this piece of wood came from like the cross that Jesus was crucified on.
Yeah. The foreskin is a different piece of wood.
If we were to collect all these pieces of the true cross exhibited in various parts, they would form a whole ship's cargo. He said also of the many vials purporting to be full of the Virgin Mary's breast milk, had Mary been a cow all her life, she could not have produced such a quantity. So,
Wow.
so one theory, also, this is maybe my favorite one, Leo Alatius, in his work De Preputio Domini Nostri Jesu Christi Diatriba, which is a discussion of the foreskin of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Sure.
It's a hell of a title. He reportedly said that because Jesus' body ascended into heaven, his foreskin must have also. Like, wherever it was, it also went up into heaven.
Someone's jar of oil starts floating. They're like, wait, fuck. I use that for cooking. I don't know why there's a weird ring in there. That's not important to the cooking. I just have a jar of oil.
In GW...
Does foreskin go to heaven? Do you have foreskin in heaven? Like, when you go to heaven, are you are you back to,
fully intact?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very ableist thing about, like...
Mike. I'm asking the current... in this vicinity, Mike is the expert on Jesus' foreskin.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry.
yes.
Yeah.
Supposedly, like,
Okay.
your body is perfected in some traditions when you go to heaven. So that
Am I going to be hot in heaven? Did they make me hot? Like, this is what you would look like if you worked out? That's cool.
I'm not in charge, Kyle.
Okay.
Let's see. So G.W. Foote and J.M. Wheeler wrote a book called Crimes of Christianity, but they say that this guy, Leo Alatius, also believed that once in the heavens, the holy foreskin expanded and became Saturn's rings. Which that feels like a missed opportunity for Uranus, really. But it was apparently Saturn's rings are Jesus's foreskin. Last, and then I'll let you go. The one true foreskin that was...
We have to throw it into Mount Doom. There's a quest to one true foreskin.
In the 16th century, the Pope decided which one was the one true foreskin, and it was the one in Calcutta, Italy.
Okay.
And it apparently disappeared in 1983. A priest...
What?
So because of the whole thing about, like, you don't discuss the holy foreskin,
Sure,
or
yeah.
you'll get excommunicated from the church, they no longer, like, displayed it or showed it around. But apparently the priest of Calcutta kept it in a shoebox in his closet.
No.
In his home.
No, right by shit. Like, right by the holy shit.
Yep. And apparently it was stolen. He claims that it was stolen in 1983. It disappeared. And then he said that he filed a police report.
What?
There's like they're looking for the holy foreskin, but then there's a guy. I listened to his podcast just this morning. I forget his name. I'm so sorry. Anyway, he went there and investigated. There was never a police report filed. And the leading theory
on the
now,
next season of Serial.
the leading theory is that the Vatican actually stole it.
Oh.
They either had him give it to them or they sent somebody to take it, but that it was the Vatican. They're tired of all of this Jesus foreskin shit, so they just decided to steal it, take it, and end it. And that it's floating around in the Vatican somewhere.
In a shoebox, apparently.
In a shoebox, apparently. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's more than you ever wanted to know about Jesus' holy foreskin.
I'm tired. Like, I'm like physically, I'm tired from, like, that was a lot.
I told you how excited I was about this.
We keep most of what we're talking about. Like, we try to, like, not tell it, but you told me you're going to talk a lot about Jesus foreskin.
Yeah.
And you did, and it didn't. It didn't disappoint.
Ooh, could somebody give me a beer, Kelly? Yes, you're in charge.
Okay. That I just feel like I need a few breaths. I'm just like catching up.
All
okay.
right. Well, my notes say Kyle's going to talk about celebrities.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We are going to continue our discussion of foreskin. With celebs with skin is what I called this.
Great. Great.
I was like, it'll be fun to do a little, like, do celebrities have foreskin? Oh my God, thank you.
Thank you. I love you.
Thanks, babe. That's the name of the rosé, not what I call my friends. I found a 2019 Ranker article called 340 plus uncircumcised celebrities that supposedly has 1.5 million views, but the M, they might be using M trickily. Maybe it means 1,000, so some number of views. But this is a list, apparently, of celebrities that have foreskin, because that's something we know and need, I guess.
So unless they're like me and they just ask that right away.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Mike. What do you do? Where are you from? Do you have foreskin?
Yeah.
How do they know?
That's a good question.
Okay,
so I started scrolling through the list, and I didn't go very far because the first one on the list was Abraham Lincoln.
Okay. Celebrity Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah, local Seattle celebrity Abraham. No, I don't know. The next one was Adam.
Okay, sure.
I guess so.
Sure.
I guess so. How do they know? Guessing? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The next one was Adrian Grenier, lead actor of Entourage.
Oh.
First list he's ever showed up in with Abraham Lincoln and Adam. Yeah. 12 hottest celebrities this season. Abraham Lincoln and Adrian Grenier. So that one I finally I got to. I actually I was like, okay, I don't know how or why we would know that.
You went down the list until you found the first hot one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to know how we know Abraham Lincoln had foreskin. I don't know that I need to know that. But I actually did for Adrian Grenier, he apparently he slept with someone that was on The Bachelorette, and she wrote a tell-all book that had included. Apparently, he has a giant uncut dick. I don't think that's I didn't quote. I don't think that's a quote, but I something to that effect. People talk about it, I guess, and that's how we know. Let's see. I went. It was on the. Oh, this is. I do have a quote here from the classy website queerclick.com, and the headline is "Rumor." All caps, Avi. Rumor: Adrian Grenier has a smelly uncut penis.
Oh, I hate that.
That's mean. Jesus' uncut foreskin was very smelly at a certain point, right? You keep that in a shoebox after a while, you're like, whew. Febreze, right? I don't know. Whew.
You need to put some mothballs in there or something.
That's a lot. Back to the list. I investigated Adrian Grenier's uncut penis a little bit, and then I went back
Did you find it?
No, I didn't. I didn't look for celebrity pictures, naked pictures, make me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like an invasion of their privacy. Also, I do know what Justin Bieber's dick looks like, but that's not part of this segment.
Good luck avoiding it. Really, that thing was everywhere for a hot minute.
This is the point in the on the Ranker article of uncircumcised celebrities that popped up and said, "We stand by Ukraine. Donate now." And I was like, Jesus Christ, Ranker, really? I'm in the middle of something. Other people on this list were Billy Mays.
Wait, of ShamWow fame? Is that who that is? Okay.
Yeah. That's my nickname for foreskin. ShamWow. Also on this list, Alan Alda.
Oh, God.
I was wondering. I saw him on 30 Rock, and I was like, he acts like a dude that has foreskin.
What does that mean?
He's got big foreskin energy. I don't know. You weren't hurt as a child. They left that there. Yeah. Charles Darwin. He slept with a bachelorette who wrote a tell-all book. Charles Darwin also has a giant, smelly foreskin. Okay.
Jesus.
Lastly, the one I want to spend more time on is Alan Cumming.
Oh yeah,
spell Cumming.
He the way you want it to be spelled.
The way you want it to be spelled. Yeah, actually, yeah. He has a Q&A on his website, which the first question is it Cumming or Cummings? And the answer is, look at the top of this website, because it's his website and his name is spelled. But he is apparently very big intactivist.
Oh,
he.
Plus, he does it with an accent, so.
Which is hot. Yeah, we talked about him on the bisexuals episode.
Yeah.
Fragrance. When we talked about fragrance, because he has a fragrance. He's not great at looking trying to do sexy fragrance, man. On the Q&A, Q, what's the big deal about foreskin? His A is, the big deal is that many millions of little boys are genitally mutilated and have their foreskins removed, and I think that's wrong. We have foreskins for a reason, and I think it's a terrible thing to hack off one of the most sensitive parts of your body. So I have become an intactivist. Go to Intact America or Norm UK to find out more. May the foreskin be with you. That's cute. He also said in a 2020 interview for irishtimes.com, because he was reaching, quote, "I never thought anything about my foreskin, and then I came to America," which that aligns with my, until I came to America and I was having sex, and people would just be gasping because they'd never seen a foreskin before. Did you call a foreskin? I've never.
A foreskin?
It's a foreskin. What's one foreskin?
Foreskin.
What's the sound of one foreskin clapping? What's the sound of one foreskin with clap? I'll tell you how to sleep with me. I don't know. Okay. He continues. He didn't say any of that. I was made to feel weird and I gotta go. I was made to feel weird and freakish because I had an intact body.
Huh. Yeah.
Which, yeah. Unrelated, but in my quest to find celebrity information, I just needed to end on this. One rumor in the 2013 National Enquirer was that Taylor Swift asked Harry Styles to get a circumcision, and that's why they broke up.
Not true.
The National Enquirer is here. They have the scoop. I don't. You don't know. You don't know what Taylor Swift said to Harry Styles.
One more reason for me to not care about her.
Yeah, I knew she was trouble when she walked in. That's what I got about celebrities.
Oh man. Were there any surprises? Like,
I ducked out so fast when I was like, I don't want to read this probably wrong list that like contains these. So I don't know. Yeah. The surprise was Alan Alda's on a list. Like anyone knows who he is. Like that surprised me. I don't know. I didn't look too far.
Yeah.
Most of the names start with A, B, or C because it was in alphabetical order. So I got to the C's. I don't know. I didn't keep going. I was like, do I have enough to read aloud at a taping of our podcast? Sure.
I'm surprised you didn't make it to D, just on principle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is just for fun.
This has all been very serious. Okay.
I found a bunch of euphemisms for foreskin.
A bunch of euphemisms for
Foreskin.
Excellent.
That's fun.
So they're roughly in alphabetical order.
The first one is Alan Alda. Those are weird.
So sometimes it gets called blind meat. And the idea is because the head is covered, it can't see.
Oh.
The second one is Canadian bacon.
Oh, God.
Because it's thicker than American bacon.
Where did you find these?
I don't remember.
Internet?
I have a link somewhere.
Yeah.
Link in the bio.
Yeah.
Cavalier, which we talked about earlier, it's because historically cavaliers or royalists were also known as roundheads because of the hat that they would wear.
Oh, your hat looks like a foreskin is a great insult. Like, you're about to attack an army.
Is that what the Pope's hat is? Talk about big foreskin energy. That giant Pope hat is kind of...
He does not have You don't wear that hat if you have foreskin. You don't need to show off at that point. He's making up for his lack of foreskin.
It's just like truck nuts. You're compensating.
Yes.
Great.
There should be truck foreskin. Just hang a foreskin from the front of my car. This is one of Jesus's. One of the 12.
Next one, change purse. Which there's that, I think I talked about it on the show before, I forget, but there's that whole Howard Stern had on two dudes that were uncircumcised, and they had a competition to see how many M&Ms they could shove in their foreskin.
Yeah.
Anyway, just as a place to store things, apparently is.
I did not know how resilient. I didn't know this was the bag of holding in D&D. I did not know that you could fit so much. I don't have foreskin, so I don't know. I didn't know that it was Mary Poppins. I have an umbrella. I have a bowling ball. I have a ladder. I just had no idea you could fit so much.
Yeah. Chicken neck.
Okay. Yeah.
Goy toy. Which goy is a Jewish name for a Gentile, and so they have foreskin.
Yeah, I got
Okay,
that.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
sure. Oh, well, no, yeah.
Hooded warrior, Hungarian sausage. Apparently in the 1920s, a fairly common one was to refer to somebody as nearsighted. And that's, again, because it's blind, because its head is covered. So they would say that you were nearsighted. Unclipped horn, of course, uncut. Wink, similar, like... it's
Foreskin. Yeah, kind of wink. It's like a wink. Yeah, I get that.
wizard's hat or magician's cloak.
Yeah, do you think Gandalf is circumcised?
Yeah, because it's magical. And then there are two like sort of descriptive phrases or whatever. One is to say that somebody wears it up in pins. Because that's British
Yeah,
slang.
it's like an updo for your penis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think my favorite one is like, there's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's also very British, but like, do you wear your cap to dinner?
That's weird.
Yeah, those are foreskin euphemisms.
Okay, should I tell you? Okay, speaking of the foreskin can fit a lot in it, I'm going to tell you about docking.
Great, excellent. Excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
You know it, you love it. I don't know. Do you know what docking is?
Well, of course.
Oh,
Yes.
you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
No.
Okay, describe it.
Putting one penis haver's penis in the other penis haver's foreskin.
Yeah. So Urban Dictionary says it is the delicious act of... don't editorialize Urban Dictionary, just the facts, please. The delicious act of two men rubbing the heads of their dicks together, one of the men's foreskins being stretched over the head of his partner's dick. Add a little leakage from one or both, mutual excitement, rubbing, grinding, heavy breathing, and the result is a mind-blowing orgasm for both.
Okay.
So there's an element that's like, I did not know this, that like both should have. Does this help with my hands? You know, one foreskin goes like this, but like both having foreskin like helps create like a suction kind of effect. Anyway, I found an article on Mel magazine by Mitchell Kuga called "In Praise of Docking: The French Kiss of Gay Sex."
Okay.
It was a 2020 article, and I just wrote down every kind of description. Or again, because I don't have foreskin, I've never done this either.
Yeah.
I just wrote down every time they described it because it's like very interesting to me.
Sure, yeah.
So at the beginning, the actual kind of description that Mitchell gave was penis number one wrapped its uncut foreskin around the head of penis number two. This is the part that I didn't know about. Like both having the foreskin is useful. As wrapping around the head of penis number two as if it were hibernating for winter. Sure. It's going to be 6 more weeks of winter. And then...
Oh my God. A new euphemism, Punxsutawney Phil. That's what we're going
Yeah. And then as the foreskin of penis number two jerked over the head of penis number one, producing a visible suction effect as the foreskins threatened to separate. Wow.
Oh.
Poetry, some imagery there. So other ways that this was described in this article, the penile equivalent of scissoring.
I was just going to say.
Really?
Yeah. It reminds me of scissoring. It's like it's thing. I've also not done that.
You've not scissored? Butt scissoring feels way less pleasurable. That's what you do when you get two bottoms together. You just butt scissor each other. Yeah. You just rub butts together. It's very unsatisfying.
Oh my God.
What are we talking about?
Well, so docking always like seemed to me like something that wouldn't be that fun, but you would do for completeness. Like,
just like on my sexual bingo card.
exactly.
Yeah, I've done everything. Yeah.
But apparently not.
No, that's what they talked about. Like scissoring is like, it seems like a joke, and then you come to find out that like we've done an episode on scissoring, and it is like a pleasurable act that like that lesbians do. And he said the same thing about this. This seems like a joke. Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna like butt our dicks together, and then like one of us is gonna come. Like, so apparently, it actually is a pleasurable thing. Huh. That another way of describing this article: fraudage with a passport.
Great.
This, I was going to say a little bit more serious, but this is not okay. One of the quotes he in the article interviewed people to talk about docking. This is where I like it's fun, funny. It's like sex, or whatever. But like one of the ways it was described is in the gay community, you don't just get fucked; your hole gets destroyed. Like we everything we do is just like rough and like I want like and so.
Speak for yourself, Kyle.
If you're doing it right,
yeah. Okay.
I just spilled rosé all over. That's fine. I was going to do like a little accent with like, I'm cool and sexy, and then I spilled rosé on myself. That's fine. Yeah, destroy my hole. What? There's a lot of, there's a lot of banging and pounding. It's very, this is the important,
yeah,
the meaningful, deep quote that I was, I'm going to pour some more rosé on me for a second. Hold on. There's a lot of banging and pounding. It's very insistent, aggressive, hungry sex, but docking is not those things. It's nice. It's a moment of true intimacy, which I like. It takes. It's a thing that, it's not just like getting railed. It's not like wreck me daddy. It's like you have to like work a little bit towards it. It's and it's like. It's like you kind of like you have to do a little bit of planning. You can't just like surprise my dick's in your foreskin. Like you have to do a little bit of like kind of thinking and planning. So it's a little bit more. I did not realize
non-consensual docking is like
God,
that's a mind fuck. I think.
Yeah, like a ship in the harbor, like docking surprise. Just think about that cargo ship that got stuck in the
Suez Canal.
Oh no! I live in your penis now. This is my new home. It is talked about how it is a fleeting moment. If either penis gets too erect or too flaccid, the foreskins detach. So it's like they talked about it. This is not like a long, prolonged experience. This will be kind of a short, maybe even fleeting moment. You can do this with one circumcised penis. You'll be happy to know, Mike.
Great.
Come see Mike after the show if you have foreskin and want to wrap it around Mike's dick, I guess. He'll be here. He'll be here all night. It's called half docking, and one of the interests in this is an article quote in a community where everyone is sort of trying everything, which is what you talked about. It's one of the only things people haven't tried yet because there's a systemic limitation on it. So, especially in the U.S., like you gotta like. It's not just the foreskin doesn't come to you. You have to go find it out.
Be the foreskin you want to see in the world.
Yeah. But like, don't be gross about it. This article also talked about like people that are like seeking a dock or whatever. I think they call them cock dockers. I don't know. That's not at all. Nothing said that. But like, that's like a weird fetishy thing that you can like very much get into weird territory if you're like,
sure,
looking a dock. I don't know, but if you have like foreskin and you're like, that's like a unique service, maybe people are into that. I don't know. What?
Put that on your resume.
Dock
like,
me,
services
baby.
provided.
Yeah. Docs, served 21 and counting. I don't know. I just wrote down this quote that I liked. His foreskin was like a warm, fleshy donut. A weird sentence, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, what that makes me think of is I've been reading about so much foreskin this week, and there's a kind of phimosis that can happen where the foreskin sort of gets trapped behind the head of the penis, and it like starts cutting off the circulation. And if the head of your penis starts going from red to like more of a purple, like then probably get some help. But
it's probably true.
Talking about different like methods of fixing that, right? Like getting that fixed. One of the suggestions was to pour sugar all over your dick, and that sucks the water out of the tissues and then makes it so that it'll pop back out. But like that's a dick donut right there. Like that's.
It's also delicious. So like win for everyone. Pour sugar on it.
Yeah.
It's like home remedy for like fixing your dick.
That's what Pour Some Sugar on Me is about. That song.
There's karaoke later, everybody. We're so happy to be in this karaoke bar. Pour some sugar on me, or my dick's gonna fall off. guess I'm still talking. I'm like this entire. I don't know what's happening this episode. I don't know where I am or what I'm doing. I maybe it's because you told me about foreskin face cream that I just like left my body and haven't been back yet.
You did scream a little bit.
It was the right response. That's
scream.
the only response to that sentence.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for foreskin.
Foreskin cream. It's like if an ice cream truck drove by right now, that would be perfect. By Sonic's foreskin. There's a little ball in the middle, a little gum ball in the middle. I'm going to keep reading. I have two more things.
Okay,
I'm going to just keep saying them. Okay. In this article, they posted something from Reddit. So they did my work for me. I didn't have to go to Reddit. It was already there. On Reddit, it said, quote, I'm a bisexual with a fetish for uncut cock. I get it. I can't help but wonder if I wasn't cut, would I still have that fetish? Or would I be fully straight? Imagine being gay only for foreskin. I don't know what to do about it, but it's taking over my life. And it totally could have been avoided if I just wasn't fucking circumcised. I want kids and a family, but I don't know. I don't want to be craving foreskin when I'm old.
Okay. Craving foreskin.
Craving foreskin. Profile on Grindr. Adding it now. I guess that's all. The last thing I will say about docking is, again, coming from someone who's not circumcised, it talked about, like, it's a way to get the sensation of having foreskin when you don't have it. Like,
sure.
So, I don't know. I read about this, watched some porn. It was kind of hot. They jizzed inside each other's penises, which I didn't know we could do, but that's a thing. But I don't know. I'm done, I think.
Foreskin is magic, man.
Yeah, it can hold so much.
Yeah, did we do it?
I don't know what just happened.
We talked a lot about
Foreskin.
Yes, we did.
I forgot so much about Jesus' foreskin. I didn't know I had that much in me to. Yeah,
I'm proud of us, Kyle.
I'm not. Okay, but sure. Yeah, I think we actually talked about foreskin this time, and okay, let's wrap up. Like, I don't know. Do you have any final foreskin thoughts? No. Oh.
No.
Okay. You've said everything you needed to?
I have some processing to do. I need to sit with this foreskin for a little bit and then decide.
Alan Alda has foreskin, y'all. That's the real takeaway. I will at least reemphasize, during the episode, we talked about circumcision. We were like kind of debating it, and I've like since then very squarely landed on like I don't know why we cut this thing, or I know why, but like I don't know. It's just a weird thing that we cut off a part of kid's body and we just kind of do it, and everyone's like, yeah, no, this is regular, and you're like, what? Like if you like describe this to an alien, they'd be like, what the fuck? Or like, what are you talking about? Why did you do this? So it's a weird thing. We should stop doing it. I think it's genital mutilation, like, and I support it actively with orally. Yeah.
And for what it's worth, I think society agrees with you. Rates of circumcision are down and continue to go down. And
I think we're getting there. I don't think it's totally there. In the study that talked about people don't change their mind about circumcision by learning more information about this. They like gave women pamphlets about circumcision. Is it healthier? Like just trying to provide them with the information. What do we know? Here's what we know. Did not change their circumcision like decision. A big part of the decision is also based on whether the father is circumcised himself. Like, there's part of it that's like not going to change until it changes. So I don't think everyone agrees, but I think we're getting there.
Yep. Yeah. Good.
Now we did it.
We did it. Okay. Well, so every single episode since the very beginning, we have inexplicably taken a break. So we take a break. Going to play the theme song or the break song. And in live shows, it's special because we also take a shot. Yay! And then when we come back from the break, we're going to do our Gayest and Straightest.
Yeah, so think about your Gayest and
So
Straightest
be
if you want
thinking about that.
Sure.
But should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break. I think this is lemon something.
Ooh, cute. Hey, okay. That's just what I needed after talking about Jesus' foreskin for so long.
I want to clean my toilet with that.
Woo! You could store foreskin in there for a long time. Throw that shit in a jar, put some foreskin in it.
Oh, man.
Woo!
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
Sorry, I was drinking water. Okay, I was trying to get that. Okay, we're back.
We're back.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest, but first, our website is gayishpodcast.com.
We are on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Discord, spaces at Gayish Podcast.
Our hotline, you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails. It's 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rate supply.
Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
And our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109.
Before we go on,
Oh.
I have a gift for you, Mike.
Why? It's your birthday, bitch.
It's not because you gave me a gift for our 5th anniversary and I didn't give you anything. It's I planned this whole time to give you one now. That's not the bag you gave to me and I put back in there. It's a unique bag that I have.
It looks.
There's a card in there. You can start there. This is to celebrate 5 years / the end of our little live tour.
Great. Yeah. Can I read this later?
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it now?
Oh, up to you.
Do you want me to read it out loud?
Yeah, you can
Mike,
read it.
thank you for being an amazing co-host, friend, and tour manager in that order. Also, I only had thank you cards, but I think I made it sound natural. Anyway, the Amazon shipment was with your real gift was delayed, so here's a gift of things you can buy at QFC. Happy last tour day, Kyle. An uncircumcised banana.
It's the way Jesus intended it.
Mini Jenga.
It's
Yay.
some Jengas? Like,
This looks like Starbucks?
no, it's a gift card to QFC.
A gift card to QFC. A loofah. And a puzzle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try and take this apart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're going to get another random gift later once this Amazon. Yeah.
Great.
Give it up for
Great.
loofahs, everybody. Clean your foreskin, I guess.
Well, thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you.
Happy 5th year / doing live show tours.
Yeah. Awesome. So, a couple of announcements real quick. So, we announced it at our Portland show, but just reminding everybody that once a month now we're going to have my mom offer advice or answer questions. So if you want advice or a mom-splanation for something, just be sure to use our hotline or send it in with email. It doesn't matter how you get it to us, but get your questions in for mom so that we can put together May's episode. And we are hiring. And if I'm looking right at fucking Dan, like
It doesn't have to.
that's perfect.
It doesn't have to be weird. Just keep talking. Don't look at him and keep talking.
Oh, there is a job description at gayishpodcast.com/jobs.
I have an announcement. We are now exclusively a foreskin podcast. All we're talking every episode from here on out is just going to be about foreskin.
Great. Okay.
Rich area, rich topic.
Sure.
We're changing your name to Gayish Foreskin.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You want to do our Gayest and
Yeah,
Straightest?
yeah.
Our Gayest and Straightest, sponsored by Spaces. Spaces, a new group chat app for niche queer communities by Hornet.
Do you want to go? I went first last time.
Okay, I'll go first then. So let's see. The straightest thing about me this week is either it's a tie, watching Star Trek Picard and talking about the Borg Queen's boobs.
The last episode, they were like, I only have half a body, but part of that half is boobs. Yeah.
But I really think it's this, and I'm going to give it to you. I picked up off the ground this $10 bill that's not really a $10 bill. It's a $10 gift certificate for Dreamgirls Sodo. And
I've been spending my own money.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that I saw that, I was like,
Hi. You're done. You're done, Mike.
I guess I'm done. No, the fact that I saw that and I was like, yes, I need that in my life to get to Kyle.
In place of George Washington or whoever the fuck, there's a lady just
touching her own nipples,
barely covering. Yeah, she's got great boobs.
The gayest thing about me this week is apparently I don't know when I got blacked out wasted, but I must have, because I got a bunch of underwear in the mail, wondered where it was from, and then looked at my Amazon order history, and it was me. So
this is the part in and just like that, the Sex and the City reboot, that Miranda realized she had a problem.
Yeah.
I'll leave it there.
Welcome
to the sober people in the crowd. So happy for you to be here.
I for sure have a problem. How about you?
Sure have a problem. Let's move on. We don't spend too much time on that. My gayest is I was wearing yesterday walked my dog wearing a skirt, wearing these shoes.
Yeah. Pretty shoes.
Well, there's tape here. Mike, I got you this tape.
Thank you.
And I was walking through a park and I was like, oh God, there are kids here. And like, there's a little bit of fear of like, oh, what are they going to think of me? Or, Seattle's pretty chill, but like, I don't know. I just got like being anywhere around or near kids when you're gay and especially like presenting as like gay or queer. I don't know. I just was like, don't beat me up. I don't care about your children. I think they're dumb. Like, I don't want to, it's just, I felt uncomfortable. My straightest is I was hanging shelves. I finally fixing up my place, hanging shelves.
They look good.
Thanks. I injured myself while doing them. So straightest thing is like yelling out like, fuck really loud as I'm hanging these. And then later I was like hanging them. I was like, what is this like thing smeared on it? It was my own blood. I bled on the shelves because I injured my finger and then bled on it. And that's my straightest thing.
Yeah. It's manly.
Thank you. That's what everyone says about me when they meet me. Yeah. Audience
participation time. Looking for audience gayestesses and straightestesses.
Come on up, and we're gonna get maybe one or two more. So other people think about yours. Say your name if you want to, and your gayest and straightest. Right there. Do it.
My name is Sean. My straightest for this week is that I went to a coffee shop and I got flirted on.
Oh.
A woman flirted with me.
Okay.
She was the barista, and presumably that's the first time that's happened since high school because look at me. I was wearing a flat-billed hat, so like that might have had something to do with it. My gayest is either the bear that I took home from the cuff that night, or that I had to leave the Gayish D&D group 10 minutes early so that I could come here for the podcast.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Sean. There's merch over here. There are mugs and T-shirts until we run out or whatever. But feel free to take a gander and take something home.
Like the revenge taking a bear home because you're like, a girl hit on me. No, I'm gonna fuck a bear tonight. This is your PSA, everyone. Fuck a bear tonight.
That'll make up for it. Yeah.
Say your name and your gayest and straightest.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
I'm Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
My straightest is I collected money on a March Madness bracket.
Nice. Well done.
We do it at work. Yes. I got second. I won some money. So,
wow. Who won?
I don't. A guy named Scott won.
South Carolina.
The bracket. No, I don't know who won the tournament.
No, I prefer your answer. Some dude named Scott won. I don't know.
Gayest, I got fucked in a sling for the first time. So that was cool.
Congratulations.
Good for you. That's very gay.
I mean, I've fucked other guys in slings a lot, but I've never been the
you don't have to brag. Okay. Thank you.
By fucking Dan, apparently. That's awesome.
He said it. He said it to himself privately. And you're saying it out loud on a podcast.
I have no filter.
I know.
I have no boundaries.
Anybody else for a gayest and straightest? Yeah, sure. Come on.
Yeah. Hi. I didn't know you were here. Good to see you.
Hey.
My name's Lily.
Hey.
Hi.
My gayest this week is I went to the office for the first time in months.
Yeah.
And my coworker grabbed me and said, I have to tell you, I went on a date with a girl.
Yay.
So I have the reputation at the office after not being there for months. She's like, I went on a date with a girl. Yay.
Was this a new development for her? Is she
yes.
like that? That's so
exciting. She
exciting.
was very excited.
And that's cool. Like you're the person that someone's like, I can
like,
tell you
I
about.
have to tell you.
That's so cool.
Yes. Straightest is I made baked multiple batches of cookies this week. So
Great.
and that was what I spent most of this weekend doing, is baking cookies.
Nice. Yeah, living up to those stereotypes.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's so adorable. Like, being the person that other people can be like, hey, I think I'm kind of gay now. Like, I love being the person that my friends can tell me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a lot of fun because I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like, who have you done? And do it in a sling, I guess. I don't know.
It's also like the podcast has definitely given people the permission to tell me things I don't need to know about their life.
Oh, yeah. Name them and what they've told you. Name
no.
first and last. Okay.
Look at the time. Anybody else for Gayest and Straightest? Yeah.
Oh, there's one.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hi.
I'm Andy.
Hi, Andy.
It was a hell of a time trying to figure out what my straightest thing of the week is, but I honestly think it's coming to hula hula. Even though it's for a gay podcast, I think this might be the straightest thing I've done all week. And my gayest thing is that I was in Palm Springs.
It's fine.
I was in Palm Springs last week, and I got called out while I was on a work call because I forgot to turn the microphone off while I was ordering a drink at the Saguaro poolside. So,
what was the drink?
oh, it wasn't anything super exciting.
Oh, I thought it was something
no.
gay.
It wasn't the drink.
Okay.
No, it was just the fact that I forgot to turn my mic off, and everybody at work now knows that I was poolside hitting on people in Palm Springs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If you want some merch,
Yeah.
you can come up and get a mug or something.
So that reminds me of a story that a friend of mine told me where he was at a nude resort in Palm Springs for a mini vacation.
We went to a nude resort once.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
In Palm Springs.
In Palm Springs, yeah.
And he had one Zoom call that he couldn't reschedule that was for work that he had to do, and he set up his workstation and got all ready for his one call that was this important call, and apparently then the three dudes next door in the hotel just started fucking going at it, and he's like, oh my god, I'm about to give a presentation to a vice president and they're getting railed. What do I do?
Just say you have cats. I think if anything weird is happening on your screen, you just say I have cats, and I think most people are just like, yeah, I don't, whatever it is, I have cats. Yeah.
All right. Well, that is it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate it. Give yourselves a round of applause for spending some Sunday time with us here. Thank you, of course, to Hula Hula for being good hosts for us. We really appreciate it. Be sure to tip your wait staff. They've been working really hard for us today. Thanks to our lovely assistant, Keegan, for running sound. We appreciate you.
I'll listen to the audio later and decide how much I appreciate. We'll see.
And everybody that did their Gayest and Straightest from the audience, we appreciate you.
Yeah. And thank you to Spaces. They give us money. And as an independent podcast that has full-time jobs and does other things, it's very nice that they support independent LGBT creators. So if you have any pictures that you took, we clearly did not get them because we were busy talking about Jesus and stuff. Go to Spaces. I'm there. Talk to me. Hang out. It's a LGBT social media app by and for LGBT people.
Yeah. Please do.
Go
ahead.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's fine.
I was going to read the Super Gap Bridges. But
Mommy and
that's
Daddy,
usually,
you're fighting. No.
That's usually the end of the podcast. So
Yeah.
if you have anything to say, now's the time.
No, we're going to stick around for a little bit. Feel free to come say hello or hang out or
Don't talk to
whatever.
me.
I will speak. I will speak with you.
Don't.
On behalf of the Kyle.
You often do. Now, do I...
Yeah, are we gonna all right, whatever.
I would like to thank our Super Gap Bridgers, Josh Copeland, Forrest Neal, Patrick Marnonimo, James Sparrow, Steve Douglas, Explosive Lania, Christopher Farrell, Jamie P. Kevin Hedison, Dipsy McStumbles, Don Linsky, Thomas B. Dusty Sands, A. Coleman, Chris Kachatourian, and Jerome York. That's not my best run at it.
Yeah.
Can I do it? Can we start the podcast? I want to do the
Hello,
podcast
everyone
from
in the podcast
Hi. I thought my spunk joke was very... I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. Y'all loved it. Thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate it. Spell Cumming. So happy to be here.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
That's it. This has been Gayish from the Chris Kachatourian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you.
See you next week. but not here. We'll be elsewhere.
Don't come here again. Is
when we-
anyone just showing up here to like drink and like that's so like that's so weird that like we'll stop saying foreskin now. Okay, great.
Well, we can
Or
say
not.
It, we can
Okay.
say it a couple more
Okay.
times.
Okay.